Hi, my name is Tim and I'm forgiven. Most people don't like getting involved in politics. They don't even like talking about politics. And a good majority of people who should vote do not vote. And I think a lot of this has to do with the reality that one vote is such a trivial thing. And it really is a trivial thing when you look at it in the big picture. It's like going to the ocean and picking up a grain of sand and taking it home and saying, this is the beach. Well, it's not even a dismal representation of the beach. You have no idea what the beach looks like by having one grain of sand. That's how effective a vote seems to be and feels to be. But there's a great deal more involved in voting because this is a statement of who you are, what you believe in, and what you think is right and wrong. Perhaps in the big picture it has no effect. But within your life, within who you are, it has a humongous effect. It's a statement of who you are. Now, let's take this a step further, and let's say that you're voting because of personal gain, something that you want to benefit from voting for the people that you vote for. Even if your guy doesn't win, you have made a statement about who you are. And I think it's very relevant. It is important to know that who you vote for is a representation of who you are. And this is why I've decided that I'm not voting for the lesser of two evils. My guy is either going to be forthright and honest and understand the bounds of government, or I'm not going to vote for him for public office. Now, the bounds of government, this is another, I've talked about it, but never under, not quite this way. The government it's not our mother. Government is not our big brother. Government is about right and wrong, and these are the bounds that they should be limited by. Not whether or not somebody's starving, not whether or not somebody has a job, not whether or not somebody has too much money. These things are none of the government's business. And as much as I would like to take myself out of the picture and say that, I'm an average Joe because of somebody else, rather than say I'm an average Joe because of me. And virtually this is where we're getting to. We're trying to pass the blame on our lack of successes on people who have had successes. And we're trying to get the government involved in all this. And there's two reasons to do that. One is to think that it can actually improve your lifestyle, or it's envy, and you just want to bring somebody else down. That's the only two reasons to do that. And if you think that the government can dictate your success, then you're really confused. And a lot of people are. And if you think that it's okay to strike someone else down because they have found success, then you're a sick person. Envy and jealousy and lust is a part of your life. And the president right now is talking about these new offices that are going to be in charge of offshore drilling. And this accident was a tragedy, and unfortunately the tragedy was not nearly as bad to the environment as it's going to be the American lifestyle. And the American lifestyle is what's at jeopardy more than anything else in this oil spill. if the government has its way, drills for and explores for and produces oil, they've taken control of a major part of America's freedom. And it will be an extremely damaging to our way of life. I can't explain economics to you in the short periods that I can, but I got to tell you, the people in the private sector that are involved in oil, they have a lot at stake by losing that, and they have a lot of investment power because of their ability within oil exploration. And a lot of the money that comes out of oil is involved in a lot of other parts of America. You know, they reinvest their money, and there's a big chain turnover in oil, just like there would be in water. You know, water is something we use in massive amounts, and it's readily available, and so is oil. But when you have such a big wheel rolling, and that's the oil industry, you remove all that private sector and make it public sector, it does severe damage to the American way of life. Excuse me. The money that's available for investment and in just the private sector, you know, it's you need to understand where all the money that goes into research and development comes from. It comes from the wealthy. You know, we have flat screen TVs because of big money. We don't have them because somebody stumbled onto something big and wonderful. And the reason that they're available and the reason that prices come down is because investment money is involved and people are trying to make a profit. And we have a lifestyle that we shouldn't be ashamed of. We have a lifestyle that we should be proud of. We have a lifestyle that's equivalent to the kings of old. We have readily available to us more luxury than, you know, Napoleon Bonaparte. Any one of the major rulers in our past in the world. We have more luxury than they had. We do, as Americans. We need to preserve this. And we need to assure this. It's not bad and it's not wrong. We need to infect other countries with Americanism. For some reason, our current administration thinks that we need to be infected by other countries' lifestyles and by their ways of lives. But why should we step down? Why should we step out of our comfort zone and into something less? To make for more for the rest of the world? Obviously you don't understand that there's plenty for everyone. We need to infect the world with American liberty, with capitalism, and it would bless the world. And if we're infected by their way of life and by their things, it would curse us. I'm encouraging you to do things that seem uncomfortable and seem unprofitable, but are the right things to do. And you need to help spread the word of Americanism, of privatization of everything, smaller government, bigger hearts and men, because there are no hearts in government. Government shouldn't, you know, I can expand and I can talk and talk and talk. Please go out and encourage people to become involved and that their vote counts and that the world needs them. God bless.